Good morning, we'll get started. Chicago Police Department this morning is taking a big swing at community policing, community engagement, and building trust. Arguably, this will be the most significant commitment of effort, resources, and leadership to building trust in Chicago PD's history. This plan that we're rolling out today is the best way to reduce crime in Chicago. The Office of Community Policing has made a significant effort in creating this robust plan. It's a community policing plan. CPD has never been this aggressive at community policing. This is a transformative moment for CPD. This plan, this community policing plan, focuses on 4 areas. 1, community engagement, which means all officers in the Chicago Police Department, all bureaus, all units will engage the community. Youth engagement. This includes the creation of the Police Athletic and Arts League across all neighborhoods in Chicago. 3, the Neighborhood Policing Initiative, District Coordinating Officer Program expansion, and the reimagining of the CAPS program. 4, the expansion of the Civil Rights Unit. And so today we are announcing new liaisons who are sworn officers working in the Civil Rights Unit, which will include the LGBTQ plus liaisons across all 5 areas of our department, homeless liaisons, immigrant liaisons, and religious liaisons. These liaisons were chosen because of, 1, their personal backgrounds, either lived experiences or academic experience. The LGBTQ plus liaisons will support and advocate for our LGBT community across all areas of the city. Our homeless liaisons will work citywide to support and connect our homeless population with resources that they need. Our immigrant liaisons will also work citywide and work directly with those who have created a home in Chicago. And obviously, our religious liaisons will support our many faith communities across the city. We also have, as part of this plan, officers in every district that will be dedicated full-time to working closely with each district's marginalized communities. These officers are called Affinity Liaison Officers. These newly created roles are above and beyond what the consent decree requires in the area of community policing. For more detail, I'd like to turn this over to Commander Angel Novalis from our Office of Community Policing, who to talk in more detail about this community policing plan we're rolling out today. And then I'll come back for one more topic, and then we'll take questions. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. First, I want to start by thanking the superintendent and the city of Chicago for the opportunity to serve. When I took this position, the superintendent, we had a conversation, and he told me that it was incredibly important for us to build community trust. He also said that trust is paramount, but it had to be balanced. It had to be balanced with crime reduction, with support, and with advocacy. So I'm going to touch on just 3 of these right now. There's a lot more we can touch on. First, the Neighborhood Policing Initiative. We've expanded the Neighborhood Policing Initiative to the 3rd to 7th and the 6th districts. By doing this, we achieved the goal of having DCOs in all the South and West Side districts. These districts are communities where our investment, our relationship building is of the utmost importance. The DCOs have grown to approximately 120 members and numerous community ambassadors. They're currently in 10 districts, supporting our CAPS efforts, problem solving, and they're doing this face-to-face, block-to-block, person-to-person. Second, I want to talk about community engagement. This began with the philosophy that every officer is a community policing officer. To achieve this, opportunities were created for every bureau to engage, and we wanted them to engage the public outside of traditional law enforcement. We're talking about district officers, community safety teams, detectives, members of counterterrorism. Community policing became the responsibility of every police officer. These units partnered with food pantries to pass out food to the needy. They passed out COVID supplies to battle the pandemic. They engaged the youth as coaches, as mentoring. They hosted esports events. They had chess tournaments. They held webinars when we had a spike in carjacking. The Chicago Police Department increased its community engagement year to date by 83%, and we're only 6 months into the year. We wanted to create an environment where every member of the police department participated in community engagement. This has never been done before, never at this magnitude, and it's impressive. Lastly, I want to touch on support and advocacy. We did this by growing our civil rights unit. We recognized that marginalized communities needed their voices elevated. We understood that our relationship with these communities was not where we wanted them to be. Like the superintendent says, we added a religious minority liaison, homeless population liaison, immigrant liaison, our area liaisons, a language access coordinator, and an ADA coordinator. We chose individuals, like the superintendent says, that were either academically rooted or had lived experience. There is nothing more powerful than when someone shows up to problem solve or to advocate for someone that they can truly say that they understand. I've been there. That's incredibly important to that person receiving that service. Every district will have a liaison, and with the guidance of the consent decree, we added our affinity officers. And you're asking yourself, what is that affinity officer? That is someone at the ground level that will be the voice for those communities. They will identify those communities in the districts, elevate their voices, and create a relationship between us and the police. We wanted to make sure that we didn't forget anyone. We ensured that we covered this at the district level, at the area level, and here at headquarters. It's easy to focus on our differences, but this is an example of everybody here coming together. Before I move on, I want to do two things. I want to remind our communities that this is just a small step forward in a long journey. We ask that you join us on this journey. It's a journey that we have to make and that we will make. So I want to thank my team, because this is not my team, our team, because they put a lot of work, a lot of tireless hours to get these things done. So I want to acknowledge Director Brooks, Deputy Director Mike Milstein, Assistant Director Elaine Robinson, Sergeant Riga, and everybody in that office that put in countless hours to get this done, everybody in the department that put time and effort to get this done. I'm going to close with this. I want to thank every outreach worker, every community group, every beat facilitator, every city service that was out there with us doing this and will go out there and continue to do this. I want to thank members of the community who trusted us with their children so we can coach them, who opened up so we can get at the root cause of whatever problem was ailing them. We will continue to do this. And lastly, I want to thank every officer that passed out food at a food pass out for hours, carrying and taking food to people in their cars. I want to thank every officer that coached, that took the time to coach, to mentor, to help guide our youth, right, so they're not courted by, negative activities. And lastly, I want to tell the city of Chicago that the Chicago Police Department and the CAPS program and this plan is committed to not only building relationships with strong emotional bonds, but we hope to make this city safer. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to Superintendent Brown.
Thanks, Angel. And Angel, if you mind stepping over here, if you don't mind. No, just right there. Just follow the instructions, Angel. First Deputy. I'm also announcing that we are promoting Angel Novalis from Commander to Deputy Chief. This is a surprise to him, but it's well-deserved and well-earned, and the First Deputy is going to swear you in.
Appointed to the office of Deputy Chief, City of Chicago.
Okay, hang on just a second. Just speak up, Angel, like you normally do.
All right.
Having been duly appointed to the office of Deputy Chief, City of Chicago.
Having been duly appointed to the office of Deputy Chief for the City of Chicago,
Do solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of office of Deputy Chief,
and I will faithfully discharge the
duties of the office of
duties
Deputy
of the
Chief
office of Deputy Chief
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, Deputy Chief.
Thank you.
Now we'll take questions. Let's stay on topic for now, and then once we finish all the on topic, we'll take any off topic at the end, if you don't mind.
Lieutenant Dane Placker with Fox 32. How are you going to do this with the manpower issues you're already facing?
Right, so one of the things that is really important to convey about community policing, it's conveyed as one of the best ways to reduce crime. I would argue it's the only way to reduce crime, particularly when you have challenges of vacancies, trust, challenges of high crime, challenges beyond the scope of policing that get to the root causes of some of these communities having high victimization beyond what the scope of policing was ever meant to do. So community policing creates this collaboration with the community. It creates partners in the community. It creates partners in the nonprofit and philanthropic community as well as the corporate community so we can meet some of the needs so that vacancies and challenges of high violence don't prohibit us from continuing to reduce crime. It is a plus multiplier for all the things every community wants. All of us want, regardless of our lot in life, our socioeconomic demographic. We all want opportunities for our family. We want safe communities. We want opportunities for our young people to be educated and find employment. We all want those same things. It is the level set barrier breaker of what we all want. And again, it takes policing out of a silo into this larger community of collaboration to achieve the goals of safety.